good evening, good afternoon, or good morning whenever you're listening to this. This is the Stupidest Podcast, episode number 3, with your hosts, Justin Rademacher
and Justin Vadeventer.
Welcome back, guys. I hope you guys, if you're a first-time listener, welcome here, I guess. And let's get some... Do you want to just get started? Or actually, no, let's talk about like what we've been doing today.
Yeah. What?
Well, obviously, I played a little disc golf.
Yeah.
That's probably obvious to most of our listeners if you've listened to the first 2 episodes. I played a little bit of that. Then I came here, and we had some sauna time.
Had a little sauna.
That was fun.
A little dinner.
Had a little dinner.
Watched a little bit of...
Oh, yeah. I watched... I finally got a chance to watch Richard Pryor's from what you were talking about in the second episode. I saw his documentary, and that was a very good documentary. If you guys have not seen that, I recommend it. I didn't get a chance to watch all of it, but from what I've seen so far, I'm gonna finish it because wow,
it draws you in, doesn't it?
He's got a story behind him.
Well, crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
So for me this morning, we had the bowling tournament this morning, me and Dad.
Oh, yep.
We didn't do so hot. I mean, we didn't do bad, but we just didn't tear it up. But I feel like we rolled the ball really well. Did pretty decent. We didn't place or anything like that, but I was okay with what we did.
That's good.
Then I met you. We went to Walmart.
That's true. Yeah, I forgot about Walmart.
Got some energy drinks because I felt like our energy was down just a little bit in episode 2, so we're gonna try to pick it up with a little energy this time.
And my body is confused by this energy because of the sauna.
Yeah,
my body is now relaxed and energized at the same time. I don't know if you're getting that too, but that's
a little bit. I thought maybe the sauna would relax the body.
It did, and then
the energy drink would bring up the vibe.
And then I took a shower. I don't know if you realize this, but you have an energy body wash upstairs. So I'm energized from that too.
Oh.
I started with the shea butter because I've never tried shea butter. And I'm going to be honest, I don't know if I'm a fan of shea butter.
Why is that?
Well, I like that like it feels nice on my body, but I'm not a fan of the smell. No. That's why I had to try the other one because it smelled like a little more manly, but it had energy in it. I don't know why you need to advertise energy on a body wash, but you guys picked the right one apparently. It works. But no, another thing I did, I got to see my family today. That was nice. That's who I actually disc golfed with. I disc golfed with my brother. Nice. So that was kind of fun. It was the first time we went out to an actual course together, so it's
good.
It was good.
Little time.
Yeah. But do we just want to get into it? I got a few questions for you. You got a couple questions for me, and
yeah, we'll get this thing going.
Let's get this thing going. This is episode 3. This is my first question. So, did you ever have a neighbor from childhood that's memorable to you?
Yeah, I have a couple. I don't know if I could tell you names.
No, let's not do names. Let's just talk about like their personality or like what's the memorable part about them.
I remember there was a girl that lived behind us.
Okay.
And the only reason I remember her is because she was like one of my first crushes.
Oh.
Yeah. We used to play Capture the Flag and Ghost in the Graveyard. What are some of Red Rover?
Oh, I remember all of those games. Those were my favorite games.
We used to play. See, I grew up in Indiana, so we'd play until you could see the lightning bugs.
Oh, nice. I bet lightning bugs there were pretty sweet.
Oh, it was crazy.
I liked lightning bugs up here, but I feel like we didn't get as much
as down there.
It's
nowhere near as down. Like they would light up a yard. There were so many down there.
So does this neighbor, does she know that you had a crush on her? Does she know you have a crush on her right now? Or do you even have a crush on her still?
No.
Do you know her?
I don't think we're friends anymore.
Oh.
I don't know. We kind of lost touch. She plays for the other team now.
Okay. Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't think that's going to bode well for you, but I mean, it is what it is.
Good. And the other person that I remember, I can't remember his name.
Well, but remember, we can't say names anyways.
Yeah, I know. But he lived around the corner from me, and we did not get along. We used to get in fights all the time. And he ripped me off of my bike one time when I was riding around the block. ripped me off my bike, and I still got the scar on my knee from when he ripped me off my bike. Ooh. So that's why he's memorable.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun.
So when I was reading your questions, I saw that
one. That's the one that just popped in.
That one popped in right away.
Yep. No, I have some memorable neighbors too. I wrote down 2, but I've actually had memorable neighbors since then as well. I actually moved out of an apartment because of a neighbor. Really? They were really bad. Yeah, I was in an apartment in Plymouth, Minnesota, and there were people that moved in above us. We were already living there for maybe a year and a half at the time, and all of a sudden they moved in and they had a horse for a dog, and there was nothing that management could do about it because it was quote unquote a service animal. Oh, jeez. And so I don't understand why you need such a big animal for it. I mean, I understand the service animal part. Like, I understand people need service animals, but you don't need a horse in an apartment. That's my take on it, at least. I don't know. Anyways, my childhood memories from neighbors. I used to live in Montrose, and we had a pretty close community that we lived on, and we actually had multiple neighbors. We would all get together for bonfires. We would play all the games like Ghost in the Graveyard. We would shoot off fireworks. We would do all this neighborly stuff together, and it was just a really great time. That was just really fun. And then I had neighbors. Actually, my biological father lived in Wisconsin, and so I got to see some neighbors over there as well. And one of the neighbors that he had, actually, we might have we reconnected in college, and yeah, well, she was my first.
Oh, really?
I know, it took me a while. For you, it took me a while to get there, but I got there.
Nice.
But yeah, so that's a pretty. No, not really. No. Like, I'll see her like. I saw her, I think, once since then, because we weren't really expecting anything. Like, we just reconnected, and she came to hang out when I was up in college one time, and it was her and her friend came up. Oh. Yeah, her and her friend came up, and like, he was a great guy. It
was a dude?
It was a dude, but he swung for the other team too.
Oh, okay.
So, but like, they were just coming up to hang out because obviously, like, she went from Wisconsin all the way to St. Cloud, and she just wanted to have somebody to ride with and all that kind of stuff. And I decided, like, yeah, that'd be fun. Again, I wasn't expecting anything. And then that night, something happened. So
a little magic.
A little magic happened. So yeah, that's why it's memorable.
Dude, I used to love all those old games that we used to play when we were kids.
Oh yeah.
And in my neighborhood, like, we live in the country now. Yep. But I grew up in town. In Indiana, we lived in town.
Well, I saw your old house.
Yeah. And, dude, all us neighbor kids, there were so many of us. Like, I was within walking distance of probably 12 kids in my grade.
Well, you guys were pretty close physically. Like, those houses were kind of close. Like, I remember we were looking at your old house, and your neighbors waved us over, and just, we had a 20-minute conversation with them. That was fun.
Yeah, it was crazy how much that neighborhood changed.
Oh, yeah. And they were telling us all about it and, like, all the history. It was cool.
Yeah, that was a fun time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was, see, and that was the thing, because it was such a small town, too. Like, because all of us live so close, if you got in trouble at one house, you were in trouble back at home before you even got home. Word traveled that fast. So, it was kind of cool. Growing up like that, you know?
It's crazy that it goes that fast without cell phones back in those days.
Yeah, we did. And I see, like, clips on Facebook, like, you see the bicycles in the yard in the picture, and they're like, this is how we knew where everybody was before cell phones were around. I'm like, dude, that's true. That's exactly how it was.
Just a pile of bikes just laying there. That was kind of like that in Montrose, except Montrose, it was a little more spread out. Yeah. So you didn't necessarily see it right away, but I mean, eventually you'd understand, like, there's a pile over at the park. So
we had so many pickup wiffle ball games, and
I remember wiffle ball games. That was so
Did you guys
fun.
ever play Ghost Runner?
Oh yeah, we played Ghost Runner every now and then, but there was quite a few kids, so we almost didn't need to. Like, obviously there were times that we had to, but there was times where, like, if it was like 2 or 3 or 4 of us, we would. But there was like a good amount of kids sometimes. Like, especially like they had this thing over at the park in Montrose where they had like kids would go there during the day from like 2 to 5 and just play. And so we would just go across the park and play with every kid in the neighborhood.
Dude, the Ghost Runner was the biggest argument we always had as kids.
Oh, because you'd say, oh, well, he would have got the third.
He was out.
Yeah.
No. He's way faster than that, dude.
Well, we always said that if I got to first, right?
Mm-hmm.
As soon as I touched first, that's when the Ghost Runner touched third. Or second or third, wherever he was, she was, wherever they were.
Right.
And
that's a good rule.
That's what we. Well, I mean, that seems fair. Then they're as fast as the runner on currently.
Way smarter than us.
I mean, we didn't have all the rules down. Like I still don't even remember like if I knew how to bunt.
Yeah, dude, I miss those days. That was so much fun growing up like that. But it is what it is.
I mean, I still try to play.
I don't think kids do that anymore.
You don't think so?
You think they still grew up like we did?
Not the same. I think it's a little different, obviously, with all the electronics and all the video games and all that stuff. But there's got to be some kids out there that
I never see kids playing like Ghost in the Graveyard or Capture the Flag.
That's a good question. I would like to. I would hope that that's happening.
I hope so, but I never see it. I mean, you didn't even have to have kids, and you saw kids running around back in the day playing these games.
That's true, and I don't see that happening a whole lot.
But that being said, I think grown-ups were a little bit more lenient too.
Oh yeah, because I would sometimes just go out and I wouldn't be back for hours. My parents wouldn't know where I was going sometimes.
Oh yeah. But what I'm saying is like we used to play those games and we'd play in like neighbors' yards. And they'd just be like, as long as you don't destroy it, like
yeah.
Today I feel like if you went into somebody's yard, you get yelled at.
Yeah, that's true. We had neighbors like that didn't have kids. But they would let us play in their yard. Like, we would kick a ball in their yard, and they'd be like, oh, well, go get it. Like, that's fine. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't know. Things have changed so much.
I remember I went to my uncle and aunt's house. They're only 3 years older than me. And so I would go to their house.
Your uncle and your aunt?
Yeah, they're brother and sister. They're not together. They're just 3 years older than me. So my mom's parents had her. And then they had her brother and sister a lot later.
So they're your age.
They're 3 years older than me.
Oh, wow. I didn't know this.
Yep. I have an uncle and aunt that are 3 years older than me. And we would go play. This was in Stillwater where they lived. And they had like 4 consecutive neighbors. And they all had huge yards. And we would literally like sprint across all of them. We would play in all of the yards. We could play golf. That's in awesome. Those yards. It was insane.
So how old was your mom? How old was your mom's mom when she had your mom? That was really hard to say.
I'm not 100% on that.
Was she young?
She was young. Yeah, she was young and my mom was young. So, I mean, that's kind of what happened.
Your mom was young when she had her.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, my mom was young when she had me. And then her mom was relatively young when she had my mom. And then
so
she...
2 generations of young.
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
So if that makes sense.
That does make sense. So your grandma could actually be a great. Has the chance.
Yeah.
If you could ever get your shit together.
If I get my stuff together and have a kid, yeah. Yep. I'll just borrow yours for a while.
There you go. All right. My first question.
Yeah. What's going on over there?
What's your dream car? And I want a muscle car. I want an exotic car, and I'd like a truck.
A pickup truck, a car,
and a muscle car.
And a muscle car.
A classic muscle car.
Muscle car, and then you want an exotic car.
Yep.
So I'm going to start with the muscle car.
Okay.
I think that was your first one. I think I want to go with, I like Corvettes. I really like Corvettes. I really like the Stingray. I'm not 100% on the year. I think it was 1969. Was the Stingray?
Yeah.
Somewhere in there. But yeah, I like that car.
You like the Stingray?
I like the Stingray. Whatever year the Stingray Corvette was. I don't know much about it. I just like the way it looks because it has
You're not really a car guy.
I'm not a car guy, but it had like that wide front, and it was like longer front and like a wide, I don't know, headlights. You know what I'm saying? Like the front, like if you're looking at it from the hood. That's the part of the car I'm talking about. That's why I'm on the stupidest podcast. I don't know what the hood is called.
Okay. See, now I like the Corvette. I'm not a big Corvette guy, but I liked a little bit older. So yeah, I tried to talk you into what year, like the 40s.
Yeah, you were looking. We were looking at the 40s and the 50s. I'm sitting in the 60s though.
Yeah,
I'm sitting there.
That's cool.
How about you? What's your muscle car?
My muscle car. See, that's what I like about my muscle car. Is my dream. This is my dream car. Is actually doable. It's a Oldsmobile 442.
Okay.
It's, I'd say 60s as well.
Well, you said you like older than. Were you saying older, like it's in the 60s, or older than mine? Because like mine was in the 60s too.
Yeah, I like mine, and I like the 60s.
Okay.
For the Oldsmobile. The Corvette, I would have went older.
Okay, I gotcha.
But Oldsmobile 442, I like red with 2 black racing stripes across the hood.
Okay. I mean, that is classic.
Yeah.
Especially for muscle cars.
And it's doable. Like, that's a very achievable car for me, I think.
That is a good goal.
So
my goal is a Nissan Rogue 2018, which is in the lot right now that I have.
You got it.
I got it.
You made your dream.
I know.
It's pretty recent. You just bought that thing, right?
I did, yeah.
When did you get it?
October.
Okay. Very, very nice car.
I like it. It's forest green. I love the forest green.
Yeah.
Do you want to know the name? I
named it?
I named it.
Oh, what'd you name her?
Forest. I'm very, very creative like that. Nice. It's actually it's Forrest Bartholomew Rademacher. That's what I decided.
I like it. I like the middle name.
I do too.
All right, exotic car?
Exotic car. I like the Lamborghini but what was it? It was the Lamborghini Diablo in Dumb and Dumber.
Oh, good.
Do you remember that car?
Yep.
That was I wanted that car so bad as a kid. Well, and now.
Right? Yeah, it's hard not to like a Lamborghini.
I want to win the lottery. I want to. That's the only reason I would want to be rich and famous. I mean, I don't need to be famous, but
rich.
Or not rich either. I don't need to be rich. I just want to be comfortable financially and have that car. Like that would be a bonus.
That car leaves a statement though. You're pretty much going to be famous just for having that car.
That's true.
At least around town.
That's true.
Everybody's gonna if you're driving that car, everybody in town knows who you are.
That's true.
That's that kind of car.
I actually got called famous the other day at work.
Really?
Because I wear I'm a host at a casino. I'm not going to name names, but so I wear fancy clothes. And I walked back in the back room, and they're like, "Oh my, who is that? Is he famous?" And the girl's like, "No, that's just our host." And I'm just like, "You could have said like." Not yet, or something.
He's a famous podcaster.
Yeah.
Check him out.
Yeah, he's the stupidest podcaster.
Yeah. Don't plug them in. We could possibly get those guys as sponsors.
That'd be sweet.
That would be cool.
It's not too far away.
No.
I know people.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
I'll make it happen.
Yeah. All right, my exotic car?
Yep.
Bugatti. Oh, man.
I like a Bugatti.
It's an exotic car, but it's a super exotic car.
I am not, like you said, I'm not a car guy, but I like myself a Bugatti.
Yeah, and I'd have to go with the I think it's called the Devo.
Okay.
Bugatti Devo. So sexy.
I might have to look that one up. I haven't seen that particular one. I probably have seen that particular one, but
I was going through the models today while I was looking at this question, and the Devo that came up on Google was black and like a raspberry kind of blue. If that kind of makes sense.
Like a blueberry.
Yeah, almost like a blueberry, but kind of greenish.
Okay.
Blue. It was.
That sounds sexy.
But it was more black, but
yeah, but it had that like
the greenish blue
like tint to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, that sounds real sexy.
Oh man, it was.
Man, I'm gonna change mine to that.
Like it, yeah.
No, because I still want the Dumb and Dumber car.
I mean, that's a kind of car that when you sit in, you're just like, oh.
You just
yeah. And
melt.
That being said, I don't know if I could own it. Even if I could
would you be scared to drive?
Yeah, because I think
you just want to sit in it.
It would just be a car that I'd be like, I'm gonna get in a lot of trouble with this thing.
You're gonna put a projector in front of it, so it's just like your drive-in movie car,
just sitting in the garage with the projector in front, like, this is nice.
Yeah,
this is really nice.
Just play a video of the open road.
That being said, it's like a $3 million, $4 million car.
That is
so. That'd be another reason why I'd be scared to drive it. Somebody, I'd be like, what's his name? Zach Galifianakis on The Hangover.
Oh yeah, yep.
Walk away, old man. Don't even look at it.
just keeping everybody away. Just be like, you'd have a dust cover on it 100% of the time. You just show people the picture, even though the car's right there. Just be like, I'm not taking this thing off.
Yeah, it's right here.
Yeah,
see the picture.
Show them like a receipt to show them that it's actually the car.
That you bought it.
Yeah, this is mine.
How about a truck?
The truck. That was the last one. You know what? I'm gonna probably offend some people by my answer. A lot of people don't like this truck.
Oh, you're gonna go with a Toyota?
Nope. I'm going with the Tesla truck.
The ugly one.
The ugly one. I'm going with it because it's a tank. Can you imagine owning that? People would think that you are in the army.
The specs look pretty good on it for how weird it is.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's probably not my favorite. Like I said, I don't know a whole lot about vehicles. I don't know a lot about cars. I don't know a lot about trucks. But I love Tesla. I love Tesla cars too. But yeah, the truck, it looks like a beast, and it doesn't look pretty at all, I don't think. But that thing looks interesting.
Right?
You're going to stand out.
The battery power, and yeah, I think he's onto something there. I think he needs
if he could tweak the looks
a little bit here and there, there might be something there.
If he could make it look, like an actual vehicle, then maybe he could sell more.
I'm a big fan of his.
Oh yeah. I heard that he's on a recent Joe episode.
Yeah.
So I want to listen to that one.
A second one.
Third one.
Oh, he's already been 2?
Yeah, he's already had 2. And then he just had a third one recently.
I love that he's so open on there too.
Oh yeah. He lets it fly.
Yeah. For my truck, this was a tough one for me. Tougher than the others.
Okay.
Because I bounced around from a classic truck. Like, I'll take a 57 Chevy or, a F100 and then I went, well, I love the new Duramaxes. I need a diesel. And I'm like, well, not a diesel. I don't need it. I don't pull anything. I mean, it would be nice for work, I guess, but if I started my own company,
Yeah.
But I kind of landed on a GMC Sierra.
Okay. So that's another reachable goal.
Yeah, very reachable. And the new AT4s, I believe they are.
That means nothing to
me. It's a very simple truck, but it's pretty.
It's a practical, pretty truck.
Yeah, it's very pretty. I like it's got the tailpipes. It's dual exhaust, but it's got the rectangle flat exhaust. I think it looks real sharp, and I like the grill on a Sierra better than the Chevy grill. Okay. GMC did the front ends of those trucks better than the Chevy.
I'm gonna agree with you, even though I know nothing about what's going on.
So
that's kind of what I'm looking for in a woman, though. I want somebody I want somebody that's practical and pretty.
There you go.
That's
pretty simple.
That's all I got. As long as they're able to stand me and my dumb jokes, that's all I need, right?
Right.
All right. Those were the 3, right? You didn't have any others?
Nope.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Okay, so do you have a skill that no one knows about? Do you want me to go with mine? And
yeah. Let me think about this.
Okay, again, this is a skill that nobody knows about. So mine, I think my acting ability in situations, when people don't know that I'm acting, like there's times where like I'm at work.
You're faking it?
Well, yeah, like I'm at work or at previous work. I'm not saying I do this at my current job. Why would I do that at my current job? See, I just did it right there. No, I feel like just my ability to act in situations where people don't think I'm acting. Because I'm, in general, I feel like I'm a nice guy, but I can oversell it sometimes on purpose.
I've seen it.
Yeah, I do that on purpose, especially like if somebody's irritating me. Oh, I crank that sucker to the max and I kill him with kindness, and I am the nicest guy. It is annoying.
So when you're nice to me, that's when I should worry?
Yes. If I'm overly nice, if I'm going to like buy you cookies, that's when you should worry.
Nice. Okay.
Unless I really want to buy you cookies. Then don't worry. I don't know. I don't know if you should worry or not.
For me, God, I don't know.
It's tough. I know this is a tough question. Like, there's so many different things that you could say, and I don't know if that would be like my special skill. That's the first thing that came to mind when I heard this question. And actually, all of my questions that I have today, I do want to put a little plug in. This is, again, not sponsored or anything, but all the questions that I have today are actually from Mike Birbiglia's podcast. If you haven't heard about it, he's actually started a podcast. He's trying to work it out. It's called Work It Out, and he's trying to get his next hour, but with everything going on, he can't do live comedy. And so he's doing all these questions, and these are his slow round questions where he talks about his guest. So we get to know their guest, and then eventually they get to work out what they're doing for their hour, and they work it out together on air.
You told me about that podcast.
It's a great one.
I still haven't looked it up. I need to, because like you said, they work out their comedy on there.
Yep. And it's not like everything. It's just part of their bit. Because obviously a lot of like what he does are stories. And so he's kind of working on part of a story. So you don't necessarily know what his hour is going to be throughout. But like as you're listening to the podcast, he'll work on part of a story here, part of a story there, and just kind of build it as he can. Because obviously he wants to know if it's funny or not, but he also wants to be able to change it, because that's what comedians do. Over a course of a year, they work on an hour. And if you can't work on it over that year, how do you know what's going to work, what's not going to work, what's going to get a reaction, what's not going to get a reaction?
Right. Yeah. I got to check that out.
Yeah. If you haven't heard about it, Mike Birbiglia, Working It Out.
Nice. The other reason I was going to say is the reason this is a hard question for me is because I'm talking to you right now. You know a lot of my skills.
That's true. Well, say one that you think is a skill, but
I would have to say singing.
Well, yeah, I did know that one, but a lot of people wouldn't know that.
Yeah.
You are a great singer. When we go out to sing karaoke, I'm scared when he calls your name first because I have to follow you, and all I have is passion. I'm not good.
You're good. You got a couple good songs.
I got a couple.
You're a lot better than when you started.
I have gotten better. I feel like I've actually, because when we first started, I feel like I didn't hit a single note ever.
No, now you're actually on key.
Yeah,
most of the time.
Most of the time. Sometimes I don't want to be on key because it's funnier that way.
I love your energy in your songs.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm trying to do when I'm up there. I just want to put the energy out there because it masks my inability to sing.
When you're singing, I wish I could get a little bit of you in my singing, because when I'm up there, I'm just singing.
Okay, so you want more passion.
When you're up there, you're performing.
Okay, yeah, I guess I could see that. But you don't want me. You want your personality. You don't want my personality.
I want your energy.
You want my energy. Okay, that makes more sense.
So.
No, I agree with that. Because I want to see you. I don't want to see a reflection of somebody else. Because
right.
I want to see you, but I also want to hear your voice because, like I said, you got some songs that, I'm going to be honest, I tear up.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Like what?
Well, right. What's that? The one that you always do first. It's Where I'm At, right? Right where I need to be. Dude, sometimes you hit that perfect, and it hits home. Okay. Especially because like that's the one that it's like your opener. Yeah. And so I know we're having a great night already, and I know where the night's kind of going from here because I know we're singing karaoke. It's going to be a blast. So I'm like, I get to sing again.
We're home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're there.
I like it. Yeah, okay.
No, that's a good skill though. I like that answer.
All right.
What do you got?
This one I had trouble writing questions this week, so I kind of asked around, and we came up with how many phones have you lost and broke, do you think, in your lifetime? And what phone have you owned, like in your lifetime, that was your favorite phone? Like when you got it, you're like, dude, this is the coolest phone I think I've ever had.
Okay. I don't think anybody's going to believe my answer to this, though.
Okay.
I have not broke a single phone.
What?
Nope.
Get out of here. You've never lost one?
I've never lost one. I've never dropped one. I have lost my wallet. I've dropped my wallet in the toilet. I have done everything to my wallet, but my phone, I don't know. Obviously, I need to knock on wood now because something's going to happen to my phone tonight. But no, I haven't had anything bad happen to a phone, which I think is insane too. I don't know why. I just got lucky. How about you?
I've broke so many phones. So many phones.
I think I've been with you when you've broke a couple of them.
I'm terrible with them.
For some reason,
and you know that I even get the expensive cases.
I know.
And somehow I still break them.
That's insane.
That's how my luck is, though, in life, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying like I have that luck in life. I'm saying I have that luck with phones.
But I remember in college I had the Razr. You remember the old flip phone Razrs?
Razr. Yeah. That's up there with my tops because that thing was so cool looking.
I went through 9 of those my freshman year of college.
I only owned one Razr, and it was again one of my favorites. I'm gonna give you a different answer since you used that answer, but that was definitely one of my top phones. The Razr.
The Razr was your favorite?
One of.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. I broke so many of those and lost so many of those. We went grouse hunting. I went up in Ely, and we went hunting, and I stepped over a log, and when I stepped over the log, it was almost like quicksand. Like I sunk right into this bog up to my waist with my phone in my pocket.
Oh no.
Just soaked. Wrecked it. Done. Send it in. I had you know me. I've got to have insurance because I go through so many phones. So
I
had insurance on it. Everything was covered and all that. They send me a phone. I send that one back. They send me another phone. That one only lasted 3 days. This one wasn't my fault. It just something did not work in the phone. Didn't work. I had to call them back. I had to send that one back. Got another one. This one I had dropped it in the toilet a month later, something like that, or it fell in the sink while I was washing it got wet. Is what I remember. And did that one, and it was just bad luck.
That sucks. Actually,
but I just remember that it was total of 9 because so many people like, dude, how many phones have you broke this year? I'm like, well, it's got to be up there. And we counted one time, and it was 9. And so 9, I always remember
just the Razr.
Just the Razr.
Wow.
Oh, I went through umpteen iPhones too when they first came out, and that's why I don't have an iPhone ever again.
Dang. I've never had an iPhone either. I've never broken Android.
Oh, I can't say that. I've never broken to where it's been unusable.
Okay, yep.
With an Android.
Yep. And actually, when you were talking about that, when you said you dropped your phone in the toilet, I didn't drop it in the toilet, but I actually did drop it in a sink one time. But it wasn't a lot of water, and I put it in rice right away, and it was fine. So that was the closest I've ever come to breaking a cell phone, but it didn't break.
So you said the Razr's your favorite of all time?
Not my favorite. I think my favorite phone reaction-wise when I first got it was my very first phone, even though it was a Nokia, and it was that brick. Do you remember the brick
Nokia? Had snake on it?
Yeah, that
was. You had one of those?
I had one of those. That was my favorite phone ever for like the longest time, because that was my first form of communication to anybody in the outside world. Because I'm stuck at home as a kid, right? You can't go anywhere,
right?
And I didn't have a whole lot of friends that had any phones. So, I mean, I didn't really have a great purpose for having it, but I mean, it was nice to have something to be able to communicate with my grandma.
I miss that kind of texting too.
Yeah. Because it was the one where you push three buttons to
get to a letter.
Yep.
I remember taking that in class, which I think kids nowadays can have phones in class. We couldn't have phones in class when I was in school.
Unless you snuck it in.
Yeah, which I did.
Yep.
But I got to the point where I could just put it in my hoodie, flip that thing open, and I could text without even looking at it.
I had a friend that could do that. He was amazing.
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah.
I was great at it.
He could write a novel. He would just go like this. He'd look you in the eye, do a novel, put it in his pocket, and you didn't see a single movement below his waist.
Mm-hmm. Like I could put both hands in my pocket and just sit there. You would never even know it. Just
yep. And you probably rarely made a mistake too.
Oh, very seldomly.
Yep. Yeah. These
smartphones, I'm making errors all the time.
Oh, do you do the swipe?
No,
I do the swipe. I'm a swipe guy.
Yeah, I know you are.
I love.
I need to try to start doing the swipe.
It's nice. Well, obviously it doesn't work.
But it autocorrects. These autocorrects are killing me. I wish I could shut. Is there a way you can shut it off?
Well, you can shut off like the learned words.
Oh, I don't know if I want to do that.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't want to know your learned words.
Right?
I'm scared. I don't want to help you.
My favorite phone was I had this. It was considered a music phone, and it was a little rectangle, and it slid up and down.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Yep.
But the cool thing about it that made it a music phone was like you could download your music on there. It was like an MP3 player.
It was like the first phone that you could actually download music
onto.
Yep.
And you could shake it to go to the next song.
Oh, that's cool.
Like a whip, almost like next song.
I don't think I ever saw that.
Yeah, I had one of those. It was sweet.
I probably still had the brick phone.
Very cheesy, chintzy, cheap phone, but it was expensive back then for some reason.
Well, everything when it first comes out is like that.
And, oh man, everybody was like, dude, that is so cool.
I don't remember that. I don't even remember like a friend having that.
Yeah, it was awesome. I was always the guy that when a new phone... I'm still that way. If a new phone comes out, I'm like, all right, I need to get rid of this piece of junk. That's the only thing that I've always had, like, the best phone.
Yeah. I mean, my favorite phone that I've ever had, if I'm being honest, is the one that I have now.
Yeah.
Because it does everything.
Yeah, they're so cool now.
I don't even know I can't name a single thing it can't do.
Yeah, it's a computer in your pocket now.
Yep.
But I don't think we can classify that as a favorite phone because those aren't.
I was going to say...
It's more of a computer than a phone to me now.
I was going to say, the only thing it can't do is get me Mountain Dew, but it can get me Mountain Dew if I wanted it to.
Uber Eats.
Exactly. I was thinking that. I'm like, because I have my Mountain Dew here. I'm like, oh, yeah, nope, it can do that too. God, it can just do everything.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy with phones. And kids today, they don't get phones. And like, they don't understand what phones were like when we were kids.
Well, I mean, I feel like that's how it should be. I feel like the way that we grew up with phones is how people should grow up with phones. They should start with the brick or start with the Razor, and work their way into
a smartphone.
Because then we can still like use like those kind of like everybody can just reminisce about the same stuff like throughout the years, and you can reconnect with people. You know, because I talk about the brick phone to some of my coworkers. They have no idea what I'm talking about.
Oh, no.
None.
When do you think a kid should get a phone?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know. I mean, a little earlier, like if they're in sports.
Yeah.
So if they're like going to be staying after school or whatever. Otherwise, I mean,
school?
In school, yeah.
Middle school?
Oh, middle school, yes. Yep. I'd say middle school. Yeah, definitely not elementary. That's too young. You got to still have your childhood, and the phone would take that away, right. I feel. In my personal opinion, I don't have kids, so take it with a grain of salt.
I see these elementary kids with phones. Dude, when we were working at the bowling alley, I had an elementary kid that had his own credit card.
Credit card?
Credit card.
You're building credit in elementary school.
He came in, I remember it was a field trip, and he came in, he bought some candy and food and all that, and he handed me a credit card.
and it had his name on it.
I'm like, oh, mom and dad gave you his credit card? Gave you their credit card today?
How can
He's like, no, that's mine. I'm like, wait, yours? He's like, yeah, that's my name.
How do they legally, if he like overcharges it, he's got no ID to prove that
must
it's
be like
him.
Richie Rich or something. I don't know.
Man, I wish I had I don't wish I did.
Couldn't believe it. Like, it blew my mind.
I feel like it's a good thing to learn about money early, but not credit card. Learn about cash and coins, mostly coins.
Right.
That's what I learned. When I went to when I was in middle school, I remember going to the bowling alley. It was the funnest trip I ever had, but I think the most money I ever brought was $10-$20. And I didn't have a card. I had cash. So whatever I could buy, if I could buy fries or if I could buy my bowling or like whatever that $20 could get, that's it. There's no credit.
Dude, I don't think I ever got a 20 as a kid. If I got a $5 bill or a $10 bill out of my parents, I was like, gonna be a good day.
That's going towards warheads.
Oh. Yeah. I still, with my daughter, I don't know when the cell phone should become in play. I mean, she's nowhere near that age yet, but
it's something to think about, though.
Yeah, it's definitely something on the back of my mind already.
Make sure you confirm it with me, though.
Yeah?
Because I'm going to be the expert in it. Without having a kid ever, I'll tell you when it's right.
So, yeah.
Okay. Well, I got...
Oh, wait. Well, the other thing I was going to tell you about with these kids is when I was coaching and all that, and I had that bowling camp, we got done early one day, and all the kids went home early or whatever, and the one kid, he stays after, and he goes, hey, can I use your cell phone to call my mom to tell her to come pick me up? And I'm like, just use the payphone. He gave me this blank stare like, what's a payphone?
Oh, no.
And I'm like, oh, stop it, kid. I'm not that old. Come on. Really? You don't know what a payphone is?
He didn't even understand the concept
of it. Didn't even understand the concept. I had to explain it to him. He's like, you carried around change to make a phone call? I go, yeah, that's how we called back in the day when we needed to get picked up by our parents if we were out and about.
Yeah, I remember that too. Like, that's, how do you not? Okay. I mean, obviously it hasn't been a thing for a while, so that makes sense. But that's just, that's
weird.
They're
collector's items now. Like
really?
Like
the booth.
The actual booth is like a collector's item now.
That makes sense. I mean, I would love to have one.
Yeah, it'd be cool.
If I had.
You remember the zoo had that one?
Oh yeah, I remember. That was cool. So, yeah. I got a question for you now.
Okay.
So has there ever been a group that has never let you in? And how did that make you feel if you ever had a group like that?
I don't think I got along with everybody pretty much.
Okay.
But
yeah, I can do mine first if you want.
No.
Okay.
I don't think there was a group that never let me in, but there was a groups that never like let me in. Oh yeah. They would talk to me, but they wouldn't bring me in. And the funny thing is, I think that was the group that I probably fit in with.
Oh, okay.
Like if somebody met me, that's the group that they would have thrown me in. But that's the group that didn't really accept me.
Really? That's interesting.
So I mean, that was kind of the weird part about it. But I didn't really care because I don't really.
Yeah, and I that's very similar to my answer. I was gonna say there's never really been a group that like hasn't really accepted me, except like they didn't dive all the way in. Like they didn't accept me into like their niche group. But, like, they would let me hang out with them if they're going to go somewhere. Like, yeah, you can hang out with us tonight or whatever. Like, but it wasn't something that I was going to, like, I'm not going to be hanging out on the regular, if that made sense. But, yeah, and then, like, there's never really a group that I really tried to be in either. So that's kind of the way I was looking at it. Like, every group that I'm in, I've never really tried to be in. We've just connected, It's never something that, like, oh, man, I need to hang out with them. Like they'll make me cool or they'll make me feel like this, like, it was just a natural connection that
I never really cared about being cool though.
No, me either. And that's why I said like, there's never been a group that I like forcefully tried to get myself into. Like I didn't want to be a part of the popular group. I didn't want to be a part of like these niche groups. I wanted to like be able to talk to everybody and hang out with everybody and do what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it.
Right. I think that's why me and you get along so well.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. Where is your perfect dream vacation? Ooh. Like if you could go anywhere, where would you want to go?
I feel like I've already gone on my dream vacation.
Yeah?
And I want to do it again and again and again.
Yeah?
But my dream vacation would be a cruise. I love cruises. I've only been on one, but it was amazing. Oh. And it was in the West Caribbean. So it's in a tropical area.
So you want to go tropical?
I want to go tropical. That's kind of my climate. And again, I love the West Caribbean. And during that cruise, I actually was able to cross off something on my bucket list that I never even knew was on my bucket list.
Okay.
Until I crossed it off.
Okay.
So I met these people. I went on this cruise by myself, by the way. I
remember that.
Yeah.
I was like, man, that's ballsy.
It was the first time I ever flew on a plane. So I flew from Minnesota to Miami, and then I took the cruise from Miami. We went to where did we go? Jamaica. We went to the Cayman Islands, and we went to Cozumel, Mexico. And it was the first cruise I've ever been on myself. And so I just met people on the ship. And I met these two girls. I'm not going to say their names, but one of them was a Swedish model. I was just hanging out on the deck by myself, watching the sunset one night. It was like the first or second night. And all of a sudden, it's just me, and I see these two girls from a distance, and obviously they're gorgeous. So I didn't want to be creepy or anything. So I was just like, you know what? I have to walk by them, though, because I wanted to go eat. I wanted to go to the buffet. And so I get up, I start walking by them. All of a sudden, as I'm walking by them, they both turn their heads, like, following me as I'm like,
yeah,
hey,
buddy.
I'm like, hey, what's going on? And they're like, oh, we were just watching. Like, I'm like, well, watching what? And they're like, oh, we just saw you over there, and we were just wondering what you were thinking about. I'm like, oh, I wasn't really thinking about it much. I was just watching the sunset. Like,
they wanted a little fries with that shit.
Yeah, they just wanted to see what was going on, and I'm like, and wanted to know more about me. And they're like, oh, who are you here with? I'm like, me. I'm not here with anybody. Like, and so like we just hung out. Like we hung out like most of the week. It was awesome. Like we went down Dunn River Falls together. And what else did we do? We played mini golf on the cruise ship. We went on the rope stuff. We did all the water slides. They were huge into tanning because they need to get tan. And they invited me to tan with them, even though I'm
not tan at all.
Not tan ever. But no, it was fun. It was a lot of fun. But the thing that I crossed off on my bucket list, because she's a Swedish model. So I went horseback riding with a Swedish model in Mexico.
Oh,
that's the best thing I've ever crossed off my bucket list, I think, because it doesn't happen very often, or at least to my knowledge.
Did anything happen?
Do I have to be honest?
Yeah.
No. Nothing. Like we hung out and we flirted and we did all that stuff, and I took a ton of pictures with them. And I mean, obviously, I would have loved to have something happen, but I mean, You're
just not a closer.
I wasn't a closer, but it was a fun week.
I know.
I wish I could hang out with them again.
Awesome. Yeah. Do you still talk to them? Have you?
We're friends on Facebook. I'm friends with both of them on Facebook.
Nice.
Yeah, and I have a ton of pictures of them still, and like they're just really cool people. And like I said, like it felt like it was like, I don't know. Have you ever watched like The Bachelor?
Yeah.
I felt like it was like I was on a group date the whole week. Well, except for the other stuff. But it was really cool because they were just really nice, down to earth people. I was getting to know them. They were getting to know me, and it was just really cool to connect with them on that level when I'm just on a cruise ship by myself, not expecting anything that week. And then all of a sudden I have this great experience with these two beautiful women.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
My place would be, I wanted to go tropical because I like that temperature. And
yeah.
But I went with Italy. I want to go to Italy. I've always wanted to go to like Italy, Rome, Vatican.
That would be really cool.
The history there is just so cool.
I would go there with you.
Yeah. I think we'd have a blast there. Yeah. I want to see the Colosseum.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
I want to see all that. The food. I bet you the food is so good.
I bet that would be
I would come back.
Probably my favorite part because I love food. And that's why I was going to the buffet, because I wanted to test the buffet out.
I bet I'd come back 20 pounds heavier.
Oh, at least.
All those carbs.
If I didn't come back 20 pounds heavier, I'd probably be upset.
Oh, I bet it's so good.
Man, let's just go for the food.
Right?
I'm not even going to go see any of the sightseeing areas. I'm just going to go eat.
Oh, I'd have to go see the sights.
No, I'm going to eat at all the sites. I'd actually, that was probably
the art there.
The art.
Oh man. Isn't the 16th chapel over there?
I think so.
Yeah. That would be cool.
I don't know exactly where that is, but I think that's over there. That'd be so fun to go over there. And I mean, all the places over there are relatively close. Yeah. Like you could literally like just tour everything. If you probably took like a month or two.
Month?
Oh, I was going to say at least a month. Take a month to go like backpacking and just take the train and all that stuff. I would love to do that, but I haven't. Not yet. I feel like I should.
I would, but I got the kid.
Bring her.
I couldn't. Yeah, that would be cool. I don't think I could get her for a whole month, but that would be cool. That would be awesome.
Let's start the conversation now. Yeah. And let's get it going.
Approved.
And if
she's 16.
And if you need a third, let me know. I'm there.
Dude, that'd be so cool. It'd be fun.
That'd be a lot of fun. Man, and now I want to do that instead. No, I still want to go on a cruise.
We need to do a cruise together.
I've only been on that one, and I've been trying to go ever since. So once they open up again, I'm down.
We definitely got to have a vacation this summer.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about a couple different options. Like, we definitely want to go hit some comedy areas. We want to be able to.
Yeah, that trip's got to happen.
Yeah. Go to the Comedy Store.
Yeah.
That'd be sweet.
Whether we perform there or not, that'd be cool.
Exactly. I just want to see other people perform there. And if I get on for like an open mic, I don't think we'd get on for a show. That's a ways away. That's
a ways away, but yeah. It'd be cool. All right, what's your next question?
My next one is, so have you ever been a regular anywhere? Like just a person that they would consider a regular at a restaurant, at a bar, at a...
Dude, I think we were regulars at the zoo.
That's true, yeah. For a while. It wasn't like forever, but yeah, I would definitely say we were regulars there.
It was a regular routine.
Yeah. We'd
come in dancing, we'd start singing.
More dancing.
More
singing. And then that one night where I had to clean up the bar.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say that'd probably be the only place I was considered maybe a regular.
Okay.
Or the corner.
Yep. We did that for a while because the zoo wasn't an option, so we did the corner for...
that was probably the next regular spot for us after the zoo.
Yep. I was going to say...
right now, no.
I was going to say something different, actually. I was actually a regular at Lian Chin.
Really?
Yeah, I know you probably didn't know that.
No, I did not.
I did that for probably like 6 months to a year, I want to say I was a regular there. Because it was real close to my work. And I'm not super proud of it, but I would go there probably once, maybe twice a week.
The one by the bowling alley?
No, the one at the mall by my work. When I worked in Plymouth.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Yeah, it was over there, and I would go to the one at the mall because they would give you like 3 times the amount as any other Lian Chin. And I would eat 2 times for that price, and then I'd go there twice a week, so I had 4 out of my 5 days covered.
Did they know you by name pretty much?
Oh yeah. The lady knew me by name. I don't want to say her name. I know her name, and she knows mine, and we like had conversations like as like it wasn't very long, but she'd like say, "Hey, like how's work today? Like what are you doing today?" And I'd kind of give her a little idea, and I'm like, "So how's business today?" And she's like, "Oh, it's doing this, doing that." Like we had like a regular.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was really cool. That's the only place that I felt like a regular because like she knew me by name, like. But obviously, besides like the zoo when we had that in the corner, like the karaoke people knew us by name. But
I would have to say the gas station then. That I fill up for work.
Oh yeah, they probably knew you.
They know me by name there. Yeah. That's a pretty regular. Then one of the checkout ladies in the morning, she got to know me really well. Always asked about my daughter and all that too.
Oh, that's cool.
So that was kind of cool.
Nobody's asked me about my daughter.
Yeah?
No.
I don't even think I've asked you.
You haven't.
How is she?
I'd tell you if I had one.
Non-existent.
I'll tell you once I have one. I'll let you know.
You might.
Yeah, you never know. Maybe I'll have a son. Maybe I'll have none.
Maybe you're gonna get a Father's Day card here pretty soon. Maybe I don't know. Randomly. Were you there that night at the zoo when that guy was all depressed in the corner and we went over there? I don't know if it was with you or not.
I don't think I was there.
But I went over there. I'm like, "What's wrong, buddy?" He goes, "5th Father's Day in a row, and I got another Father's Day card that I didn't even know about." I'm like, "What?"
Wow.
Yeah. He goes, 5 years in a row, I got a Father's Day card from a woman saying I had a kid.
So he had 5 different years, like consistently, he realized he has 5 kids
out there that he didn't know about.
Wow.
Yeah.
I am very...
That blew my mind.
I am very confident that I don't have anything, but I don't want to say 100% because you never know.
But stuff like that only happens at the zoo.
That's true.
That's what was crazy about that bar.
At least in this area that I know.
Yeah.
I don't think I've witnessed that anywhere else in Minnesota, to be honest.
No, I've never been in another place like that.
Yeah.
That place was just different.
Yeah.
Something special about that place too.
Oh, I miss that place. What's yours next?
All right, what is something that would annoy you on a date? If a girl did this, you'd be like, "Dude, we're done. This isn't gonna work. This is just too annoying."
Well, I have an answer, and we talked about this before.
So we kind of agree on this one.
I think we're gonna agree on this one. Cell phones.
Yeah, stay off your phone.
If you're on your phone the whole time, I lose interest in you. Like, I don't care if you are the most beautiful girl in the world. You have the perfect personality. Like, I'll excuse it maybe for a date, but then if it happens on date number 2 or 3, like if I see that it's a regular thing that you're just gonna be on your phone and you're not present, that gets to me.
Yeah, I agree. If you're on your phone the entire time when we're on a date, to me it feels like you're not interested at all. You don't want to connect with me. You don't want to get to know me. Obviously, to me, it's just, you're checked out already, is the way I feel. Like,
so are you annoyed that I'm on my phone this whole time on our podcast?
No, I'm okay with it. I'm used to it from you.
Okay.
You're just a pile as it is.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
I don't mind if you go and check your phone. But what I'm saying is where you got both hands on the phone and you're just into it the entire time. And
you're kind of contributing to the conversation, but you're not answering what I'm actually asking.
Yeah.
That, like, I've had that happen where I'm asking you a question and all of a sudden you're like answering a question from like 2 or 3 questions ago and you're like, wait, that doesn't align. Like, that's not what we're talking about right now. That was a while ago.
Yeah, I agree completely. Yeah, it's just, if you're checked out, then I'm pretty much like, I've been on a date where that's happened to me, and I literally just I'm like, this isn't gonna work. I'll talk to you. I won't talk to you later. But
yeah,
it was nice. It was nice meeting you. Thank you for your time. See ya. I'm out. This is what I do.
It's what you didn't.
It's what you didn't do.
Yeah, you didn't do the date. Like, you were just gone the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
No, that is annoying. I also had one time, I was on a date and the girl, like, where we were hanging out, her ex-boyfriend came in and like she started talking to him and I like felt like a third wheel.
Really?
It was awkward.
That's bad.
It was really bad. And it was like I think it was our first or second date. I can't remember. And all of a sudden I'm just like sitting there. I'm like,
changed look in her face too.
Oh,
like
yeah.
She was all excited almost. And
you're just like, okay, you're not over this guy, clearly.
Right.
So nothing's going to happen between us. So it was awkward. I didn't stay long. You're going
to have to tell me who this was after.
I'll let you know. I don't think it was just a girl that, I think it was in the cities. I can't remember. Yeah, you're not going to know her.
Oh, okay. All right. What's your next question?
Okay. So is there a smell that you remember from childhood or recently or anything, a smell that brings back any sort of memory for you?
Yeah, absolutely.
What's the smell?
It's a combination of two. It's
Okay.
the fresh cut grass or the diamond dust from the baseball fields. That smell, it just brings back my childhood, some of my greatest memories.
What about like the smell of your glove?
That too. Or you just
Yep.
the leather. Yeah, that any kind of thing that had to go with the baseball. That smell, and even today, like if I smell it, I'm like, I feel like I'm 14 again, getting into ball. Things are getting serious. Time to dig in deep. Let's go play.
I love those smells. Obviously, I wasn't as into baseball as you. Like you were.
Oh yeah,
you were good. I played for fun.
What about you, Woj?
A smell for me. I have two that I wrote down. The first one's a little weird. It might sound weird, but like your first blanket, when you had your first blanket.
Oh, the blankie.
The smell of my first blanket is what I remember, but it's weird because I feel like my blanket, I smell it pretty frequently, but I'm pretty sure it's because it was my sweat on the blanket that it's kind of gross, I know, but I remember that smell, and like every now and then I'll get a hint of it, like in my bed or whatever. I'll be like, oh, and I'm like, oh, that's probably not something I should enjoy, huh? That's just something I should probably wash.
So, this is going to sound bad. Maybe. I don't know. We went to the strip club. And
that sounds bad already.
Yeah, I know. But going to the strip club, and this one stripper had this perfume that smelled so good. It was almost like a churn on.
Okay.
And I went up to her, and she was not my type at all. Definitely wasn't.
Okay, you just wanted to see what that where
I
that smell
had to
came
go
from.
ask her, and I go, "What's your perfume?" Like I can't remember it to this day, and I wish I would have wrote it down or something, because that smell's still stuck in my head. Like it was so good that I like wanted to spray it like on a pillow or something.
Yeah,
just have that smell around me the whole time.
Was it like fajita smell or like?
I can't even. No, no, it was not. It was
that would be good for me.
It was crazy. It was like the only thing that was like, oh wow, I'm into you, and I'm not even into you because of that smell.
That's interesting. But you still never found out what it...
She told me, and I can't remember.
Oh, okay. That's annoying. It wasn't pizza?
No, it wasn't any kind of food, foodie.
Okay. I'm just helping. I'm just trying.
I want to say it was from Victoria's Secret, though.
Okay. Makes sense. But no, the second smell that I like that brings back memories for me, it's a smell / taste, I guess. Hose water.
Oh, yeah.
That brings back some good memories from childhood. Just drinking right straight from the hose. Most likely it was like 90-degree weather, and the water was hotter probably. But it was amazing. You loved that water.
Yeah. But that's because we played outside all day.
Yeah. Sometimes you'd go inside if you wanted cold water, but like, I don't feel like...
This is when you were kicked out of the house and you weren't allowed to go back inside.
Yeah, that's true. That happened a lot.
I'm thirsty. There's the hose.
Yep. We got 2 hoses. Choose which one you want. I tried to convince my parents to get one flavored, but they never did.
That'd been cool.
Like get like Kool-Aid or something.
That'd be cool. That'd be really cool. We should invent that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but today's day, it's not safe to drink out of a water hose.
I'm still going to do it.
I still do it all the time.
I don't do it all the time,
right.
But I would.
Right.
I probably will actually this coming summer. Because I'm going to be outside a lot this summer.
Disking.
I'm going to be disking a lot, and I'm going to be drinking some hose water. That's going to be my drink of choice.
I hate you guys too, by the way.
Why?
You're getting me into disking.
Dude, it's addicting. It's addicting.
Dude, I'm watching videos now. I'm trying to learn techniques on the wrist positions.
Dude, I learned a really good tip actually like a couple days ago. I've been doing it since like September, and I just realized that I'm like throwing through my body, because you want to throw it as straight as possible, right? Like, because you don't want to have any momentum, but I'm throwing around my body. So I'm actually slowing myself down like by half the speed by going around my body instead of reaching out.
Oh, it makes sense.
So if I reach out a little more, I can have a straight line. So it's helped. Like I said, I did it today, and I actually...
I watched some videos on Timmy.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
So that was kind of cool. I was like, oh, dude, I grew up with that kid.
I know. I want to see some of those videos. Like, I knew that he was into it, but I didn't realize the level.
Yeah. He's really good.
We'll have to reach out to see if he wants to play this summer.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure he will. You know, he's a really great guy.
Oh, yeah. No, I remember him from when he came to Moonlight Bowling.
Yeah.
So, Tim, if you know who you are, if you want to play, if you're listening,
hit us up. Yeah, I'll tag him in this.
Do it,
and then say, "Dude, you made the podcast."
Yep.
So,
yeah, we were talking about him when you came up last, and I added him on Facebook, and he accepted my friend request. I was gonna reach out to him, and I haven't yet. I keep forgetting. Tim, I'm gonna reach out to you.
Sounds good.
I'm probably gonna reach out before you hear this. But.
Is it my turn or yours?
I think it's yours.
Okay. So what's today's date?
Today's date, we are, it is 2/21, so it's February 21st.
So it hasn't been St. Patty's Day yet.
Not yet.
With St. Patty's Day coming up.
Well, and actually, by the time this airs,
it'll be over.
It'll be over.
That's why I'm telling you the date right now. So, with St. Patty's Day coming up, what are some memories that you've had on St. Patty's Day? Places that you think are really cool to go to for St. Patty's Day? Any place that, dude, you gotta go here.
I remember just having green beer. I think mostly my memories that I've had have been green beer at like River City or like bowling. One place that I would love to go is Chicago because they turn that lake green.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. They got a lake that they turn green in Chicago that I would really like to see. I don't know if it's a lake or a river. I can't remember. Again, this is the stupidest podcast, so if I get that wrong, please don't make fun of me for not knowing.
If you're here for facts, this isn't the podcast.
Yeah, please don't listen to any of my facts that I spew. But yeah, I want to go to Chicago because I feel like that would be really cool to see a green lake / river / ocean, whatever it is over there.
So no crazy stories though.
Not like crazy stories. No, I've always like had to work during that time because I've always been in an area where
that was the busy time.
That was the busy time, so I had to be working. How about you? Do you have any like crazy?
Well, you know I rock the kilt every St. Patty's Day.
Oh yes, I know that.
So I bust that out. This was probably before the kid was born. Yeah, definitely before the kid was born. I'm rocking the kilt, and all of us, our group went out, and you weren't there, but we went to. You gotta go to Maple Lake.
Maple Lake, okay.
Maple Lake's town, like that's the Irish town. They closed down the whole town for St. Patty's Day, except the bars.
I might have to.
Oh, it's a good time. Everybody dresses up, beads are out. It's a good time. But yeah, Maple Lake, Minnesota, if you're in the area in St. Patty's Day, that's where you got to go.
Well, I don't know do you think they're going to do it this year?
I don't know. With COVID and all that?
Yeah, maybe the next year.
Well, obviously they're going to have to go next year because by the time they're hearing this.
Yeah, you guys can't go into the past to go there. Yeah. So I apologize.
So next year, go to Maple Lake.
Come with me. I'm going.
Yeah, I'll be there.
I got to get a kilt.
Yeah.
I only got just over a year to get a kilt.
But when I wear my kilt, I wear it true style.
Yes, you do.
No underwear, nothing.
I remember you wearing that kilt to Moonlight Bowling and people trying to sneak
some peeks.
Yeah. It's weird. I was standing like right underneath you that whole time. I don't know what. No, I wasn't. I wasn't doing that.
And we're at the bar though, and this girl goes, "Do you wear it true style?" I go, "Well, yeah, it's a kilt. Why wouldn't I?" And she's married too. Without even second guessing, boom, she reaches under, grabs it. I'm like,
well, yeah, found the answer.
Yep. And her husband's sitting right next to her. I'm like, and he just laughed. I'm like, hey, whatever.
Maybe they're into that.
I'm not into that.
People are into stuff that you don't know about.
And I was like, well, whatever. But I was pretty tuned up at that time. So I was like, whatever.
No, I mean, that'd be a shocking experience,
yeah,
to say the least.
But it's such a fun time. I love St. Patty's Day. I like any time you can get dressed up like that stuff, though, like Halloween and.
Well, especially you love your kilt. Like that's, I feel like your favorite piece of clothing.
Yeah. That or my knickers for golf.
Yeah, you love dressing up for golf.
Yeah.
I need to figure out. I need to like. Is there a way that I should dress for? Should I dress like a golfer
for Frolf?
Yeah, that'd be.
You should get some knickers for Frolfing.
I think I might. Don't quote me on that. I'm probably not gonna do it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty lazy.
I think I might have to get you some.
Do it. I'll wear it if somebody gets it for me. I'll wear them. I'm not gonna not wear them. It's a gift.
Right.
Okay. What do people overestimate about you?
You might have to go on this. I got to think about this one.
Okay. So I feel like people overestimate my ability to care about everything people have to say, because sometimes I just don't care, you know? Like I said before, like sometimes I like to act and I like to be nice, but sometimes I just don't care, you know?
I don't know if I have an answer for this one.
Well, you don't have to answer now. We can answer it later. Is there something that people underestimate about you?
Probably, I mean, just mostly my skills and pretty much everything. Like, I'm pretty good.
Yeah, you have a very wide range of abilities.
Yeah,
like you're like really decent at everything.
Everything. Like if you tell me to do something, I'm probably not going to be the best at it, but I'm going to be good at it.
Yeah, you're going to have some sort of because you're
some kind of handle on it.
Yeah, you're going to use an ability from another thing in life to move to that area. No, I know what you're saying. I'm kind of the same way. I said for like my people that like underestimate me, I kind of want to say my creativity when it comes to like doing jokes and stuff, because obviously I have a lot of jokes that don't land. And if you've listened to the first couple podcasts, you probably understand that I have some jokes kind of spread throughout here that don't necessarily land. But again, like I told you a couple jokes before we actually did the show tonight. Like I feel like I have a decent set.
Oh yeah.
I just haven't shared it with everybody yet. So
I think you're definitely getting there.
Yeah, I feel like that sometimes, like not everybody. Obviously, people some jokes are decent, but as of right now,
the ones I heard tonight were good. They were really good. So probably some of the best jokes I've heard you tell.
And I have a lot of those ones that I haven't told people yet because I want to use those
on stage,
and I want people to come to my shows, and so that's why I don't say those ones. And I will sometimes give them like a C joke or a B joke to maybe be like, oh, okay, well, I see where you're going with that, but you could do better. I'm like, oh, I know I could do better. Like,
right.
Nothing come to mind though for over.
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think so.
We can skip that one. We'll do it another time.
I just don't think anybody ever does, though. I mean, I don't know. I don't think there is an answer. I mean, we could come back to it, but I don't think there is an answer.
Yeah, it is a tough question too. Like, I had to think about it for a little while, and like I said, like I don't think my answers necessarily are 100% true because, like I said, I feel like I do care about a lot of things. Like for my overestimating, like I do care a lot about people and what they have to say. But I'm just saying, like every now and then, like when somebody comes up to me and they're like talking about something that doesn't matter at all, like I don't like the way that Pepsi tastes at that restaurant. I'm like, cool, then don't drink Pepsi at that restaurant.
All right, I get along with it. I can go with that. I probably have the same answer as you then.
Like you're I don't care. Like drink it at McDonald's then. I don't. Whoop-de-doo. You know, like
move on with your life.
Yeah. That's something you don't need to complain about.
I get that. Yeah, I'll agree with your answer.
Okay.
Man. Where's one place that you would love to go do stand up?
There's a lot of places that I would love to do stand up. The Improv would probably be my
the original
Improv. The reason I say that one is because Mitch Hedberg, he did some of his stuff there. Another one of my top ones that I've performed at, but I have never like done an actual show is Acme Comedy Club here in Minneapolis. Those are my two, and then obviously there's others out there.
It's so cool that Acme is in Minnesota.
Yeah, it's one of the top places.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's top 10 in the country.
Yeah, for sure. How about you? Where do you want to perform?
The Original Comedy Store.
That's definitely where I want to perform to. I actually didn't say that one on purpose.
Yeah.
But
I think that'd be cool to do a whole set there.
And we actually talked about that earlier. Like that'd be so cool to at least do an open mic there until we can
get a show there. Yeah.
And get a show.
Or the Constitutional Hall in DC. Yeah. Where that's where Eddie Murphy taped the Red Leather episode.
Man, that'd be cool to be on that stage.
That stage would be cool.
Yeah, there's so many stages.
Yeah, this was a tough one to answer because there's so many places.
Yeah, like there's the State Theater in Minneapolis. That's another really cool stage that I'd like to be on. That's where I saw Brian Regan. I saw him live there. That was
great show.
He had me cracking up the whole time. Some of the jokes I knew, but he was doing a new hour, so he was testing a lot of stuff out, and his brother was there too. Oh yeah, and his brother's
just as funny.
Well, not just as funny, but he's funny. Yeah,
that's cool. What's your next one?
My next one? Oh, my next. Sorry. What is something that makes you cringe whenever you think of it? Is there anything that makes you cringe? Like if just the thought of it alone makes you just, like, you know what I mean?
Clowns.
Oh, I already knew that one.
Yeah, clowns. Just thinking about
every single time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there any is there a particular memory maybe that makes you cringe? Like just thinking about a certain memory? Like personally, I'm just trying to like get into your psyche, you know?
You go.
I'll go? Okay.
Maybe I'll bounce off of yours.
Mine's a little embarrassing because it's me. It's something I did. And it just, every time I think about it, I just cringe to my core, you know? It was in middle school. And I'm actually getting ready to get on the bus to go home. And I'm getting my stuff. I got my backpack on. I'm at my locker, and there's this girl that I have a crush on, right? And I've been thinking about this for weeks at this time, just how I'm gonna ask her out, or like just not ask her out, but I just wanted to let her know that I liked her, you know. And I didn't know how to do it at the time because I was just terrible with girls. Like I was like, oh, probably just as bad now, but I was not good at talking to girls. And so I'm getting ready. I'm trying to get my confidence built up. I don't know what I was doing to get my confidence built up. I knew today was the day, right? I'm gonna do it. I was talking to her. I chickened out. I'm not gonna chicken out though. Like I chickened out at the time, and she rode a different bus, so we were just talking for a brief second.
So outside the buses.
Outside the buses, we were talking for a brief second, and then she was leaving. And then as she was leaving, I'm like, "Today's got to be the day. Today's got to be the day." So I yelled out, so everybody around could hear it. And I yelled out. I said, "Will you go out with me?" She turned around, said no, and kept walking.
Oh, no.
It was the most cringeworthy thing that has ever happened to me. So heartbreaking. And I had it built up for weeks. I was so excited. I thought I knew the answer was going to be yes. And it wasn't yes. It was no.
Do you think that affected you?
I don't know. I don't think it really affected me. Like, I don't know. Maybe I think it actually helped me with rejection.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because
Man, that would destroy some people.
Well, I mean, it probably was. It hurt. I was heartbroken. But
you know what I mean, though? Like that rejection in front of everybody would probably wreck some people. Be like, dude, I'm not asking another girl out for a long time.
I was embarrassed for a while, but I mean, I don't think it like got to me because I don't know, like when the next time I asked a girl out was. Like, I don't remember that, but I don't know. Like I think it helped me, like I said, like with rejection, because now I don't really care. Like, I'll ask a girl, like, I'll go up to somebody, like, be like, hey, just, I noticed you from a distance. I just wanted to say hi and introduce myself or whatever. And then if she's like, you know what, my boyfriend's coming, I'll be like, oh, okay. Like, I didn't know you had a boyfriend. I don't know. This is a hypothetical. That hasn't happened, but you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
I'm okay. I'll just walk away and I'll go.
See, now after hearing your answer, my cringeworthy is not me asking somebody out. It's watching somebody else. Like,
you said that, yes.
Watching, like, I would be cringing just watching you. Like, if you told me, like, dude, I'm going to go ask this girl out. And then I sit there and I watch you ask her out and be like, oh, dude, you're killing this. Like, I want to step in and be like, he's really not this.
This isn't him.
Like, this isn't him. Yeah, like, no, trust me, he's a good guy.
Yep.
Like, he's not an idiot. He's just fumbling here.
He doesn't know words. He's learning words. He's part of the stupidest podcast. Give him a... Oh, were you talking about me specifically? Because that would happen.
That or the other thing is like after a night of drinking.
What do you mean?
Like getting... Where you getting a little really buzzed up and you do stupid stuff when you're drunk. And the next day when you wake up and you're like, God, I was an idiot last night. I can't believe I did this or that. I've had a few nights like that.
Have you ever like gotten that drunk and been like, oh, I can't believe I didn't do this or I didn't do that?
No, because I usually do it, especially if I've been drinking.
Yeah, you're not like, oh, I can't believe I didn't do my taxes. Oh right? Man, you haven't had that?
No,
I haven't either. I was just
that's what. But you know what? That did help me become sober too.
Yeah, I mean,
for reasons like that. I'm like, I was thinking about it. I'm like, you know what? Like, people are like, doesn't it bother you that you don't drink anymore? I'm like, not really. Like, nothing. Like, my personality's still the same.
Yeah.
When I'm drinking or not drinking. But I go, there's never been a time where I've woke up the next day after drinking going, man, I got so much done because I was drinking. Thank God for that. You know,
I was so productive last night.
I got so much done.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be cool if you could get stuff done like that.
Like I said, there's nothing good in my life that's ever happened because of alcohol.
Yeah. So now you're kind of like reevaluating and you're like, you know what? I need to maybe work on this. I need to work on that. Like, I can be doing this rather than
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So.
Sweet. Well, is there, what's the nicest thing?
Oh, it's my turn.
Oh, it's your turn. I'm sorry.
Yeah, quick cut.
I'm going to get back to the nicest thing.
This is what I'm trying to talk about, people. He just takes over the show all the time.
I like asking questions.
I'm just... All right, you're on death row.
Okay.
All right. You get your last meal. What's your last meal going to be?
I'm on death row. I need one meal. I think I'm going sushi.
Really?
I love sushi.
I thought you were going to go with like...
with some eel sauce.
I thought you were going to go pizza bites.
I would do pizza rolls.
Yeah.
Pizza rolls would be right up there. Because, I mean, there's just something... They're cheap, but, they're good.
I know you love them.
I'll eat them every single day. But that's the thing. I've had pizza rolls every single day for weeks.
Yeah, but this is the last meal.
Oh, man.
You're never going to get another one?
I think I got to do sushi still.
Sushi?
Maybe I'll just... I'm going to say a Benihana meal. I love Benihana. Again, they're not a sponsor yet. You like how I added yet?
Yeah,
they're gonna be
a lot of famous big companies are after us really bad right now.
Oh, they're knocking on the door.
Oh,
we've said no to all of them.
Yeah. We've never said no to any of you. You're all welcome.
We're probably not gonna. We won't say no matter the price you offer. Just kidding. We'll probably say no to a low amount.
Oh yeah.
Okay, but no, Benihana. I want to have a meal at Benihana because then I also
get the show. Okay. I'm going with this was tough. I had to think about it.
It is a tough question because there's so much.
So I went with the surf and turf.
Well, that's you can't.
You get a little steak. You get a little seafood.
What are you doing for your side? You doing mashed potatoes?
Yeah, I'm going mashed potatoes.
What about like mashed potatoes with like a little bit of lobster? with extra butter.
Yeah.
With gravy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm getting hungry right now. Yeah. I'm going to be honest with you. I had tacos and beef stroganoff tonight. And I want more food because we're talking about food again. Yeah.
You're such a foodie.
Well, I mean, I couldn't pass up 2 dinners.
That'd be stroganoff.
And it wasn't really a 2 dinner. It was just a late lunch and then a late dinner. If I'm just defending myself.
So yeah, I'm going steak and I'm going lobster tail.
Okay.
So surf and turf.
No shrimp or
cocktail shrimp.
Okay.
And then mashed potatoes. And I don't know what I'd do for a vegetable.
Do you have to do vegetables?
I feel like I need to do something.
If I'm doing a vegetable,
if I'm dying, I'm probably not going to do vegetable.
Yeah. What if they said if you eat a vegetable, you won't die?
All right, then
you're going to do vegetables.
Yeah, I'm either going to go corn or asparagus.
Okay. Ooh, I like asparagus. I was going to do broccoli and cheese.
I'm not a broccoli guy.
No? I like broccoli.
You know I don't like vegetables to begin with, though.
Yeah, I like cooked broccoli and cheese.
For the longest time in my life, I said, if it's good for me, it's not going in my body.
No, I would have to go broccoli and cheese. But I mean, not with sushi. With sushi, if I had to have a side, I'm doing fried rice.
All right, you're at a fancy restaurant, and you're opening up with a bowl of soup. What's your soup?
Ooh, bowl of soup. Probably like a clam chowder.
Ooh.
Or maybe like a...
Dude, you're gonna want mine after I tell you.
Cheese.
Oh, you took it.
Yeah, I took it.
Remember Fridays?
I remember,
beer cheese
yeah.
at the bowling alley? That beer cheese was
That's
good.
with a little popcorn in it.
Oh, the popcorn.
Yeah, make that fresh batch.
And the breadsticks?
Mmm.
Oh, dipping the breadstick in that beer cheese was bomb.
That was really good. Those breadsticks were really good. I miss those breadsticks.
Yeah.
I need breadsticks in my life.
We're getting off of food. We could talk food all day, I think.
This is a food-heavy episode.
Yeah, food and football. All
right, now it's my turn. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about what is the nicest thing somebody has ever done for you.
Nicest thing that somebody's ever done for me. Well, this one guy did a podcast with me.
You're doing another podcast?
Yeah, that's what I've been meaning to talk to you about. You're out. He's in.
What's his name?
I don't know.
You gotta fire. You're firing me, and you don't even know who my replacement is. Great. Okay. Great.
No. Nicest thing anybody's ever done for me. I don't know.
I can go first if you want.
Go ahead. I'm gonna think about it.
So this isn't necessarily like a one-time thing for me. This has kind of been throughout my life.
Okay.
But the nicest thing that anybody has ever done for me is whenever I've been feeling down or even feeling up, every now and then randomly, my grandma would just give me a bag of goodies or a box of goodies, or just randomly just get something small. It doesn't have, like, it could have just been a single bag of candy, maybe like Red Hots or something like that. But it's just random niceness like that gets to me. It was just really cool, especially she lives in Wisconsin and I live in Minnesota my whole life, and she would drive hour and a half just to drop this off and leave without even seeing me. And like, obviously sometimes she would send it in the mail, but like if she was just in the area, she would just drop it off and I would just know it was from her. Didn't have to think about it. I just knew. It was just the nicest thing that I can remember is just random goodies.
That's tough. I mean, I have so many good friends now.
Yeah.
That do everything. And my parents help me out so much.
Yeah.
So I can't put one thing.
And it's tough because I mean that's not necessarily like the only thing. That's just the thing that when I read that question, it just stood out to me like immediately.
See, nothing really stands out for me.
Well, because
so much.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've had a lot of friends do a lot of great things. I've had a lot of family members do great things.
I mean, you're the biggest probably thing. I mean, anytime anything bad ever happened to me, you were always there.
Well, yeah,
I've had many 2:00 in the morning phone calls with you when things hit the fan.
Well, I mean, yeah.
I'm sure you hated it, but
I didn't hate it.
But you were always there. So
no, because I'm like, you know what? This is a bonus. It's not happening to me. No, I'm just kidding. That's not what I thought at all.
My life's not that bad.
No, I know. I don't ever question if you ever need anything at any time.
Absolutely.
I don't care.
That's what I love about you, man. You've always been there for me.
If I'm in the middle of doing the deed with a girl,
I'm there for you.
I'm there for you. I'll stop what's going on. I'll be like, you know what? I'll be with you. I mean, this wasn't gonna last long, anyways.
Just think
that's a joke.
We went from 5 seconds to probably 5 minutes now.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that was a joke, by the way, ladies. So
no, it wasn't.
You didn't have to say that.
All right. Who is your favorite actor?
My favorite actor. Wow, that is a tough one. If I'm going to be honest, currently, not necessarily my favorite of all time, just like I've seen him in a couple movies pretty recently. He's mostly a stand-up comedian, but Jim Gaffigan. I don't know if you knew this, but he's actually in a decent amount of movies. Have you ever seen Being Frank?
No.
Amazing.
Really?
He's really good in Being Frank. I think I had to buy it on Amazon Prime. If you haven't seen Being Frank, it's a great movie. It's a serious movie. And
was he like a lead in it?
He was the main guy.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I don't want to give anything away, but he plays a serious role, and he actually has two different family situations going on at the same time, and it's him trying to
balance it out.
One
of the funniest acting roles that I've ever seen him in was in Going the Distance.
Yeah.
With Drew Barrymore and Justin Long, Long Distance. Maybe it's Long Distance.
I can't remember.
It's where they're dating.
I know what you're talking about. I can't remember the name.
But I remember when Justin Long comes to visit Drew Barrymore because she's living with Jim Gaffigan, who's dating her sister or whatever in the movie.
Yep.
And they like bull rushed each other, and they're making out and like ripping clothes off on the table. And the sister comes down the stairs and turns on the light and yells at Jim, like, "What are you doing?" He goes, "I was here. They just came in." He goes, "I just didn't want to be rude."
Yeah, I didn't want to be
sitting at the table.
Yeah.
Just eating a sandwich. And they're just half naked on the table about to get it on, and he's just sitting there like, okay. I didn't want to be rude.
Yeah, I'll just continue doing my thing. You do your thing.
I was here first.
Yeah.
It was great.
This sandwich is too good to pass up. I can't not do it. But no, he's a really good actor, and I think that's one thing that he would be underrated for is his acting ability. And that, like I said, that wasn't the only movie. I actually saw him.
I didn't know he had a lead role in movies.
Oh yeah, he's yep.
I've seen him in clips. Like he was in Super Troopers.
Yep, he played a really funny role in that one. He was the guy that got pulled over, and that's the guy that they said meow to.
Yeah, meow. Do you know how fast you're going?
I can't even remember the other movie that I watched with him now. I can't remember the name. I had it and I lost it. But it was another serious movie, and he played a serious role, and he was really good in it. If I come up with the name, I'll let you know. But
you heard about his wife, right?
Like, what do you mean?
She had brain cancer or whatever, a tumor.
Really? I don't think I heard that.
It was serious, and she's cancer free now.
Well, that's good.
Yeah,
I didn't even hear that.
Yeah, it was a big thing. Yeah, you have to look at it.
I can't believe I missed.
He was on a podcast talking about it, and I saw it the other day. I was like, good for her.
What podcast? Do you remember?
He was on Bert.
Okay.
And then I think he was on somebody else
I'll have to
that I watched. I can't remember.
I'll look into it. I want to watch that.
But I heard about the cancer on birds, and then he was on another podcast.
Oh, so it was two different.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I saw when they first found out about it, and then this last one I saw that she's doing good now.
Okay, well that's like really good to hear.
Yeah, that was really good to hear. Like,
because they have 5 kids.
Yeah, they have a lot of kids.
Yeah.
Which is funny because he doesn't seem like with his stand up, he doesn't seem like he'd be a good dad.
Yeah.
But from what I've heard, and he's actually a great dad. So
yeah. All right. Otherwise, if I had to go like overall actor, I'd probably have to do like Jim Carrey, or another one that I love, Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito.
So those would be top.
So do you classify Jim Carrey as an actor or a comedian?
Both.
What would you class him as if you had to pick one, though?
I'd say actor.
Really? Okay.
Well, he's been in so many movies. How about you? Who's your favorite actor?
I'm going with Kevin Costner.
Ooh, Kevin Costner.
Like, I have 2 other ones that I'm gonna name, but Kevin Costner is probably good.
He's incredible.
If he's in a movie, you know it's gonna be good.
Yep.
I don't think the dude's ever been in a movie where you're like, that was terrible. I've seen him in movies where I'm like,
it's decent.
It was decent. It wasn't, but it was still enjoyable.
Yeah,
I've never went to a Kevin Costner movie and be like, dude, that was a waste of time. I'm never gonna get that time back. It was good.
Yeah,
it's always going to be good.
If I ever mentioned a movie that I hadn't seen and he's in it, you'll still probably watch it with me.
Oh yeah,
if it's a decent one, you know.
Christian Slater.
Yep, that's.
I don't like anything that he's coming out with now, but like from the early '90s into the '80s, he was amazing.
I
loved Christian Slater.
Yeah, I don't know much about him. I guess I don't.
Right.
I'm sure that he's been in a lot of good things. I don't know much about his.
You know, I'm a big movie guy.
Oh, I know.
If I pointed you to 5 or 6 of his movies, you'd be like, dude, you're right. Christian Slater's good.
Yep.
And then Jack Black.
Oh, Jack Black.
Jack Black's another guy that, dude, if he's in it, it's pretty good.
Yeah. And he doesn't even have to be like the main guy. He can just be
he's been acting for so long. Like he's been a child actor.
And he's continuing throughout his entire life. And he's good throughout his entire life. He's retired
now. Well,
is he?
I don't know if he's retiring, but he said he's going to take a break from movies now.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
He wants to spend some time with his family and focus on his music.
Well, that makes sense. He's a great musician too. Like he's so talented.
Yeah, the dude is so talented and so funny.
Yeah, I actually just recently, about a month or 2 ago, saw Gulliver's Travels.
Oh, with him?
Yeah. That was
so funny.
That was a good one. I like Jack Black and everything. Nacho Libre. Oh, that is a top Jack Black movie right there.
What's new? Jumanji.
Oh, yeah. Jumanji.
New Jumanjis. Those were good.
Oh, yeah. Man, he's just really good. Obviously he was in Tenacious D.
Yep.
Actually, I don't know how many Tenacious D fans we have out there, but I actually have a Tenacious D joke.
Really?
Yeah. Did you want to hear?
Sure.
It's the greatest Tenacious D joke that you've ever heard in the whole world. I can't remember how it goes. This is just a tribute.
I like it.
That's it. That's all my joke is.
Here's a throwback that's gonna probably mind blow you.
Okay.
Never Ending Story.
He was in that?
Not the first one, not the second one, but there was a third one, and he was in the third one.
Really?
He was the school bully.
He was a bully.
Mm-hmm.
He usually doesn't play bully roles.
Well, this is when he was a kid.
Yeah.
He was young. He was in Never Ending Story 3. Big Never Ending Story guy when I was a kid.
Yeah. I feel like I watched them. I don't remember much about them.
They were good. Well, I thought they were.
I don't understand how you can have multiple never-ending stories, though.
It's a never-ending story. Never ends.
So but how can you have 3 of them?
Yeah, but it's not. You got to think of it as it's a continuance. It's never ending. Dude, you could keep going. There could be 5 volumes, 6 volumes.
Well,
7,
yeah.
8, 9, 10.
But why don't they just have a live stream? That would be the never-ending story if they just kept a live stream going all the time. That would be the never-ending story that I want to see. Well, I probably not want to see. I probably wouldn't watch that.
Dude, my favorite thing of it was Falkor. He's the flying
Oh,
dog.
He's that flying dog thing. Yeah.
I always wanted to ride that.
That'd be fun.
That's my childhood memory.
Yeah.
I always thought he was cool. That and the rock guy. I can't rock eater.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
All right. It's your turn.
Oh, it's my turn. So what is the oddest thing that you've witnessed, but you weren't a part of? Again, the oddest thing that you have witnessed, but you weren't a part of it.
Well, it's pretty much gotta be that story that I told last episode with Mikey dumping the water.
Oh, that was a great... For those that didn't watch the second episode, do you just want to do a recap of that?
Mikey's he's an old bartender, and we used to catch people getting it on in the bathroom. And so his thing was he'd fill up a 5-gallon bucket of water, dump it over the top of the stall, and soak the people, and so on. Well, one night we had a wedding in the banquet room, and 2 people were getting it on in the bathroom outside. And Mikey did his ritual, and we found out that it was the bride. It wasn't the groom; it was the groom's brother. And
the groom's brother.
Mikey comes and tells me about it, and
that's
he's like,
insane.
"Well, what do we do now?" I go, "Oh, you're gonna sit back and watch fireworks."
Yeah, this is
So that was probably...
This should be in a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. For me, the oddest thing that I've ever witnessed, but I was never a part of, it actually did involve somebody getting it on with themselves.
Oh.
I witnessed that one time, and that was an interesting situation.
Roommate or somebody, or?
No, it wasn't a roommate. It was a friend, and we were hanging out, and we were... I don't want to get too detailed, but we were just swimming in a hotel pool, right?
And he was doing it there?
Well, he went to the showers.
Wow.
And it was an open
What a
shower.
Weirdo.
It was an open shower, so anybody could have walked in. It might not have been me. It could have just been a random guest of
So you caught me.
I did. That was me. No, it wasn't you. No, I walked in and just having a good old time.
Wow.
And I was like,
did he know you caught you?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He knew.
Oh man, I would love to have seen the look on his face.
It was something that I won't ever forget. And I didn't stay long. I saw what was going on.
Oh God.
Realized it instantly and turned around, walked out the door like nothing had happened.
I think I would have laughed so hard. I'd be like, "What are you doing?"
Because there were other friends there, so I didn't want to embarrass my friend, so I'm like trying to play
talk about it?
I don't know if we did. I think it was just kind of a thing that we just we knew
unspoken.
We knew not to say anything, and
wow.
The only time I've told people, but I'm not telling people who. If anybody even asks, if you ask, I'm not telling you who it is. I'm just.
You're not gonna tell me?
I don't know.
You gotta tell me.
No, I'm not gonna embarrass it's nobody you know. It doesn't matter.
Then you gotta tell me.
I'll tell you. I'll tell you.
Your secret's out, buddy. I know now.
Yeah. No, I probably won't tell him. Don't worry. I'll tell you. Don't worry. I'll tell you. Well, that's actually all my questions. I had the two for the overestimate and underestimate, so you might have to do 2 in a row.
Well, mine kind of tied in with the other one. I should have done that. Who's your favorite actress?
Oh, my favorite actress.
You can name a couple if you got them.
Well, I do have a couple. I'm actually going to be mentioning most of them actually in a little bit here, but right now I want to say Kristen Schaal. She is in Bob's Burgers.
Okay.
She's one of the voices there. She is in Last Man on Earth. She is in a lot of different Flight of the Conchords. She's in lots of stuff. But yeah, Kristen Schaal, love her stand-up. I love her acting ability. She's got that very unique voice, and I love hearing her talk.
Nice. I went with, I tried to stay away from the comedy with my actors and actresses.
I wasn't even trying to do the comedy thing. I was just trying to.
You just like her.
I like her.
Yeah, that's good. I went with Reese Witherspoon because she's one of the few female actresses where it's probably going to be a pretty decent movie.
Yeah, you see her and you know that it's going to be funny, or it's not funny. I'm thinking of one particular movie, but it's going to be good. Yeah.
And then Charlize Theron. I can't. Sorry if I'm butchering names.
Charlize
Theron. Yeah.
Theron.
Something like that. She's pretty much every movie she's in is pretty good too.
Everybody's thinking they're on to something.
Or Kate Hudson.
Ooh, Kate Hudson's a good one.
Do you know who her mom is?
No.
Goldie Hawn.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Goldie's her mother. And then you know who Goldie's dating?
No.
Kurt Russell. They've been together for probably 40, 50 years now. 40 years.
That's a long time.
That's one of the longest, they call it one of the longest celebrity relationships.
Dang.
Never been married.
That whole time they just never.
Nope.
Well, they're both afraid of commitment.
Probably taxes.
Probably. You'd think that you'd get a break on your tax. Is that not a thing? I don't know.
I don't know.
I've never been married.
Me either. I don't know.
We're gonna have to ask somebody that's been married.
Been married, if there is a tax.
Or
break.
Currently married, or gonna be married, and you know that there's benefits.
Then we got to find a billionaire too to find out if it makes a difference if you're rich, because they're both rich.
I don't know any rich people.
I don't either.
I know of rich people.
So, all right. Well, that's my actresses.
Okay.
All right. This week we're going to do, for our comedians, top 10 female comedians.
Top 10 female comedians. Are we doing every other, or are we going down the list?
You shoot one and I'll shoot one.
Okay. So my number one, not necessarily number one, but just my first one, Tig Notaro. Tig, do you know anything about Tig Notaro? No. She's an amazing comedian. She has many stand-up specials. There's one in particular, I can't remember the name, but it changes like just the way that you think about like it was a performance. It not necessarily like just stand-up, because it was kind of serious too, because she actually found out she had cancer. And so she talks about that, and she like talks about like her experience through all of this and like what she had gone through. And then she also has a little bit of comedy in there. And it was just an amazing special. And so I would recommend at least looking into Tig Notaro.
I have to look her up. All right. Everybody should know this one. Melissa McCarthy.
Melissa McCarthy is amazing actress. Actress, if I can say the word.
But she's a comedian actress.
Oh, yeah.
Hilarious.
Yeah, she's had so many movies that are just
so funny.
The best.
So, yeah, that'd be my first one.
Okay. Again, I actually already mentioned my next one, Kristen Schaal. I love her comedy. I love her acting ability. She's just somebody
so talented.
Yeah, she's
in
amazing.
All areas.
I just love her voice. Yeah. She's just really, really fun to listen to.
Ali Wong.
Ali Wong she's got some good special. How many does she have on Netflix?
2, I think.
2. I know of the one that I'm thinking of. I don't know if I've seen them both.
Yeah, she did the second one. She was still. I think she was pregnant in both of them.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of. I just couldn't. I didn't know if it was both. Okay. So, nice. She's a good one.
Gosh, she's funny.
She's real funny.
When she blew up big and took off.
That's
she
not.
She did it right.
That's not nice to say. Oh, you're not talking about her. Okay.
That's so mean.
My bad. That was supposed to be a joke. I apologize if you didn't find that funny. My next one is Mindy Kaling or Kaling. I think it's Mindy Kaling.
Kaling.
From The Office. She plays amazing role in that as Kelly Kapoor, and she's amazing. She writes, she acts, she does everything. She's got a whole lot of other stuff going on in life. She's not slowing down at all.
No. If anything, she's blowing up.
Yep.
She's very talented as well. My next is my girl, Tiffany Haddish.
Tiffany Haddish is
gorgeous,
funny,
hilarious,
and her talented show, like she's able to like bring like other comedians up too, which is awesome. There's a guy that posted on his social media sites, a guy that I performed. I guess you could say performed with. I just performed. Mic'd. Yeah, I opened mic. Like I did. I think it was 3 minutes before he went on stage. He talked about me, which was kind of nice.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. He mentioned me. He's like, "Where's that literal guy?" I have a lot of literal jokes, so I knew he was talking about me. But yeah, Dean Edwards. He's really good, and he was on her show, and she thinks he's amazing. I think he's amazing. He's just got a lot of different things going on. But Tiffany Haddish is...
Yeah. Yep. She's one of my faves.
My next is Sarah Silverman. I love Sarah Silverman. She is so funny.
She's got to go down as almost like the GOAT for the women.
She's
almost. I mean,
she's definitely up there. Up there. She has had
There's
such
a lot of other ones, but yeah, she's up there. She's
in
the conversation at least.
She had her own show. She did a lot of stand up. If you don't know who she is,
look her up. It's hard. It's hard to believe if you don't.
Yeah, if you don't know who she is, look into comedy. And then look into you'll find her.
Yeah. Nikki Glazer.
Nikki Glazer is another one. If you don't know her by now, she's blowing up again.
Yeah, she's fairly new. I mean, she's younger. I'm gonna say she's probably younger than me. I think
she might be.
She might be closer. Yeah, not sure.
I actually just listened to her on Mike Birbiglia's podcast. She's on there.
She's hilarious.
That's a good episode. If you want to just start with one, start with hers. That's the one.
She's so funny. Beautiful too.
Oh yeah.
Gorgeous girl.
Yeah, and she's very smart. And she knows comedy. Like she not only like is like her jokes are funny obviously, but like she knows how to write in a way that it gets you.
A lot of comedians say that about her too. Like
she's very smart.
She picked it up very quickly, they all said.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
My next is Chelsea Handler. She had her own show for a long time.
Yeah.
She's hilarious.
She took her career and ran with it really well.
Oh, yeah.
She had like the Late Show, right? Or something?
Yep, the Late Show with Chelsea Handler.
Yeah. She's risque, too.
Oh, yeah, she gets there.
So, Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh, a must. Whoopi Goldberg is...
I think people forget that she started out as a comedian.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she started off there and she just went everywhere, like went up, up, up. I mean, she was on Hollywood Squares. That's a big deal. Yeah. I wish I could be on Hollywood Squares.
I think that's the sign that you made it.
Yeah. Man, if I ever get on Hollywood Squares... I think they brought it back. I don't know.
Is it still going?
I don't know if it's still going or not.
I don't either.
If it is, please have me on just for one episode.
Whoopi, when she was younger, was great.
Well,
I mean, she's still great. Yeah, but I loved her when she was younger.
Oh yeah, Little Rascals. I remember her on that. Do you remember her on that? That was fun.
Sister Act.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. She had a lot of stuff. All right. My next is Chelsea Peretti. If you don't know Chelsea Peretti, she's on Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Yeah. She's on... she's in a lot of different things, but her stand-up is where I love her. Like, she's got some good stand-up. Yeah, she's got some good stuff.
She's very funny.
And she's, like... She really knows what she's doing. Like, she spends a lot of time. Again, she's another one I listen to on Mike Birbiglia's podcast. she's on there, and she's talking about like what she's doing like during this quarantine. They actually just had their first kid, her and Jordan Peele from Key and Peele.
Yep.
They just had their first kid a little bit ago during like right before everybody had to go into quarantine. So like she was talking to Mike Birbiglia on his podcast about like what they're working on and like how they're able to.
Weird.
It was an interesting conversation.
Yeah, that had to be a crazy birth during all that time.
Well, the birth happened before.
Just before?
Yeah, it was just before. Okay. So then now like it's like raising a infant during all of this. Yeah.
Where am I? Beth Stelling. She's an up and coming, but I wouldn't say up and coming. She's been around for a while, but very funny. If you don't know who she is, look her up. She's a great comedian. She performs here in Minnesota quite a bit.
Okay.
But yeah, she's hilarious. I first saw her on Bert's What Something's Burning with Bert.
Okay, yep.
And I thought she was hilarious on there. Great storyteller. And then I go to work and one of my coworkers is like, dude, we just went and saw this girl. Her name was Beth. I'm like, dude, I just saw her on Bert. And he's like, she was so funny. And I'm like, now I got to watch one of her. So I looked her up and I started watching some of her material and all that. And she's so funny.
I think I know of her. I don't know a lot about her. I don't know if I've even seen her act, if I'm being honest. But now I'm interested.
Yeah. The cool thing is like I went and looked her up, and you couldn't see my coworker, but I know who he went with, and you get to see him on like their show. So it's kind of cool.
Nice. All right, my next is actually I overdid my list. I have a bunch of them, so I actually did a couple combos. I did Amy Poehler and Kristen Wiig. I know the only thing they really have in common is SNL, but I put those two together because I love them both. Amy Poehler is amazing in Parks and Recreation. Kristen Wiig is amazing in SNL. She's amazing in the movie Paul. She's amazing in a lot of different things, and I just love both of them. I had to include them both, but I was already at my limit.
Trying to sneak in more people.
Oh, I'm trying to sneak in everybody. I want everybody to know everybody.
I want everybody to have a chance.
I know. I want everybody to be like enjoy the funny people.
Yeah. Aubrey Plaza.
Oh, Parks and Rec.
Parks and Rec. Yep.
She's amazing.
She's so funny and weird, and she's
the perfect kind of weird.
And from what I don't know her a ton about her. But from like every interview, that's how she is. She's just that awkward, weird, funny, but open person. Like hilarious.
And that's like a perfect role for her. Like, cause she does that in some movies too. Yeah. And she's just perfect. Like she would be fun to just go on a date with. Just one date. Yeah. I don't care if it goes well.
I don't even know if don't get me wrong. I date her, but she'd be a fun person just to hang out with.
Yeah. Well, I just want to see if that is her. I know, like, I've seen her in like some podcasts and stuff, but I just to see that on a personal level to see if that
is. Yeah, I get you.
All right. My next, again, twofer. I talked about them before. I talked them about in the second episode. Wanda Sykes and Leslie Jones. That's the only reason I put those two together is because I talked about both of them in that last podcast.
I was gonna take one. I was gonna take both of those when I was trying to figure out who to put down, and I knew you were gonna take them. So I was like, I'm gonna leave these because I know Roddy.
And that's kind of what I've done too. Because obviously, like I already have my list for the next episode ready to go.
We're gonna fight,
and we're gonna fight over a lot of them.
So, Amy Schumer.
Amy Schumer is one that I wanted to do, but I don't know what it was. I knew you were going to have her. So I had her on I
almost didn't take her.
Really? Okay.
She's hilarious. She's so funny. She's definitely my type of comedy.
And that's why I didn't do that, because I knew that she was kind of your...
But then she kind of started going political there for a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm like...
Again, that's not your favorite. Yep.
Like, especially her comedy's never really political.
That's the difference. Like if you start your, but not necessarily start, but if you're like known as like a political comic, obviously, like I feel like there's some difference. But I mean, like
she's so good, it's hard to keep her off this list. So.
Yeah.
I mean, Amy's Amy,
and she's a good actress too. Like, not only does she have good comedy, she's a funny actress. The next one that I have, again, a twofer, Married with Children, Christina Applegate and Katie Sagal. I loved both of them growing up. I loved the show Married with Children. I also really love Futurama, and I don't know if you know this, but Katie Sagal is the voice of Leela on Futurama.
Comedians?
I don't think they're comedians. I think they're just actresses.
Okay.
So, but they are comedic actresses for the most part. Right. They do play some serious roles. I know Christina Applegate. She was in Anchorman.
Oh yeah.
And so like she's hilarious in those.
Oh yeah.
And both of them. But yeah, from what I know, I don't know if they do a whole lot of serious stuff. Or I don't think they do stand up. They might, but I don't know that part of their career.
Okay. My last two, I'm going to look at a name one, but my last two are definitely in the GOAT category for me.
Yep.
For women. I'm going to start off with Carol Burnett.
Carol Burnett is, yes. Yep. I don't know why.
There's going to probably be a lot of you that don't know who Carol Burnett is because she's probably way before your time. But in a time when women weren't allowed to be funny, she was funny.
Yep. Yeah, she was able to do stuff that I don't think I don't know if like
I don't think women were probably allowed to do.
Yeah, but she was able to like get through it, and she was able to do it, and I feel like just because of who she was able to do it, like just her personality, you know.
Right.
Okay, mine is again, this is actually more than a twofer. I just did like basically the cast of Mad TV because Mad TV growing up was one of my favorite TV shows. I would watch it all the time. So I did basically the entire cast from when I watched it. It was Alex Bornstein, Deborah Wilson, Nicole Sullivan, Mo Collins, and Stephanie Weir. All of them. Incredible. I wish Mad TV would have gone longer so I could have watched more. I always will go to clips on YouTube.
Not a girl, but that's where Tiger Belly, what's his name? I just talked about him.
Oh, Bobby Lee.
Bobby Lee.
Yeah.
That's where Bobby Lee started out.
Yep, that's where Bobby Lee was able to get his career going, and yeah, and that's actually, I don't know if you know this, but Key and Peele also
started out there.
Yep. No, a lot of my favorite.
I wish Mad TV was still going.
I know. I love Mad TV. I still watch clips. To this day, I'll watch clips of Stewart or any of the, like, Michael McDonald, which is amazing. I love every person that came out of there.
So many Phil big Lamar. Names. So many big names came out of Mad TV.
Yeah, man. There's so many names that I could keep going on. But yeah, Alex, Deborah, Nicole, Mo, and Stephanie. Amazing.
My last one, Lucille Ball.
Lucille Ball. Good call.
I love Lucy, man.
Yep. Dude, I love Lucy too.
Like Carol Burnett, Lucille Ball, I think was, you'd count her like a founding.
Yeah, she was able to like
be for women.
Well, yeah, because she like had the leading role. She had her TV, like that was her show, like that you can't beat her.
Yeah, and it was comedy.
Yeah,
I mean, you just didn't see comedy out of women during that time.
And it like she had like every kind of comedy like within the show funny. Too, like the physical comedy. She had the jokes. Like it was a good show. Well, it's still a good show. I'm not saying it's not. It's just they're not doing new episodes. I don't think.
No, she's dead, isn't she?
That I don't know. She might be.
Did she pass? I'm pretty sure she did.
She might have. Sorry to anybody that knows the answer. Yeah. Again, this is
not trying to be rude. I'm just saying.
This is the stupidest podcast. We don't know every aspect.
We don't know anything.
Yeah.
We're just up here talking.
I know her name.
Yeah, right.
And a little bit of her career.
Your list is done, right?
My list is done.
All right. So I think we're to the time where we do our dedication.
We are going to dedicate an episode or a comedian to each episode. And who do we have for tonight?
Roseanne Barr.
Roseanne Barr.
To go with our female comedians.
Roseanne Barr was, she was a comedian.
Known for her TV show, Roseanne.
Roseanne, is that what it was called?
Yeah.
Oh. No, I know Roseanne. I was just messing around. I know Roseanne Barr. Born November 3rd, 1952, right? That one?
Yes.
Is that who you're talking about?
Yes.
And she was an American actress, comedian, writer, producer, and a presidential candidate?
Yes.
Did you know that?
Yes, I did, actually.
I'm actually on Wikipedia. For those of you that I don't know those facts about anybody. I don't know those facts about me.
I actually did.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
She was on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Oh, was she talking about it there?
So I've learned quite a bit about her.
Yep.
But I kind of wanted to dedicate it to her because.
Well, she had a big part of like just.
Oh, she's hilarious. She's funny. I mean, granted, she got canceled.
Yep.
Recently for saying some things. I mean, I'm not. But what it is, growing up, I used to watch Roseanne religiously because it felt, I mean, that's almost like the lifestyle I had when I was growing up, when I was younger. Not so much now or in my later years, but as a kid.
Yeah, and
Roseanne reminds me a lot of my mom.
And you can just go back to that moment of essentially your life and relive those moments anytime just by watching her show.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can't take that away. Like, obviously, what has happened.
Yeah.
But you still have
those memories.
Yeah.
And she was a great stand-up comedian.
Yeah.
Like,
yep.
A lot of people don't realize that, like, especially with the women. These girls were stand-ups.
Yeah. Most of them. Like I said,
right.
A couple of them were just actresses.
Right.
But
that,
from my knowledge.
She started out in the store.
The Comedy Store.
Yeah. She was there's if you haven't seen the documentary from Showtime.
I started watching it and I didn't get a chance to watch it fully, so that's something that I'm going to have to do before the next episode, and we can maybe talk a little bit about that too, because I know you talked very positively about that documentary.
I'm not a big documentary guy, so if I'm telling you, to be honest, I hate documentaries. Hate them.
I can tell because you talked about them in 2 episodes out of 3.
Yeah. But if I'm talking about a documentary, you need to check out the documentary because it's obviously because I hate documentaries. I'm not a guy that wants to learn. Like
you don't need to. Yeah,
I don't want to hear the history part of it. Let me get it. I'd rather be entertained than taught.
I'm the opposite though. I like documentaries. So if I tell you about a documentary, you don't have to watch because I've watched many.
But that documentary was really good. They did it really well.
Yeah, and like I said, I only watched part of it with you because like you already had it, like you already bought it, and I hadn't had a chance to watch it, and we wanted to watch something before we went to bed, and I was there.
Roseanne was on there though. Mitzi fell in love with her. Mitzi liked her a lot and gave her plenty of slots, and Roseanne blew up fast.
Yeah.
And it's not often you get a woman as outspoken as Roseanne was.
Yeah, and obviously like that, she had to be that, like, for her comedy and in her TV show, she did have a lot of political views, I feel, in the show itself.
Yep.
And eventually that's kind of what
got her in trouble. But that's what I like about her.
Yep.
That's what I like still love about her.
And it's different because like you were saying before, like obviously there are comedians that you have talked about that got into politics and talked about that kind of stuff, Where Roseanne, she didn't get into politics later in life. Like, she had always been political, and she's just kind of
I think she
went to a place where she...
Like I said, we should have looked up what she got in trouble. I think she got in trouble for racial slurs, wasn't it?
It was a tweet. I don't remember exactly what the tweet was. Here, let me look it up as we're talking about it. But yeah, let's just keep talking about...
I'm pretty sure it was a racial slur, which she tried to defend later on. But anyways... That's what I loved about her as a comedian, though, was that it was so outspoken. I wish she wouldn't have gotten in trouble for being outspoken, but I hope she has a bounce back. Not a huge, she doesn't need a huge one, but just go out.
Just to kind of like get
guns blazing, know, she's too good to go out the way she's going out, which is what it is. I mean,
yeah. And I'm not able to see the exact tweet, so I do apologize. Like I said,
you guys can look it up.
Yeah, she got into some trouble over a tweet, and again, we're not saying we agree with what the tweet says. I don't remember exactly what it says.
Right.
We're just dedicating this to her because of what she has meant
and done in her past.
Yeah. Yep.
She's
yeah.
I think she's one of the biggest female comedians of all time.
Yeah. And I feel like a lot of people...
Probably not the biggest, but she's one of.
I feel like comedians would say positive things about her.
Still today.
Obviously, some people might not like her just because she was canceled and all that stuff. But, yeah.
I think we had a good show.
I think that was a good show, too. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I have fun talking every time we get together.
Like I said before, we're on Facebook. Look us up. We have our own website now. That's at www.thestupidestpodcast.com. That will connect you to our Facebook, our Twitter, our Instagram,
YouTube.
Our YouTube.
If you don't know what that is, look into that.
Yeah, give that a little click.
Until we actually get it going. Until we actually get it to YouTube.
But check it out. All our episodes are going to be on there.
Check out all the comedians we've talked about in all of the episodes. Yeah. Just watch one of their stand-ups. Obviously, that would take a long time to watch every single one
that we've talked about.
But otherwise, listen to, like I said, a lot of the questions that I got tonight were from Mike Birbiglia's podcast, Working It Out. He's just kind of working out his hour along with his cohorts, his other comedians that he invites on, and they're both working it out. So they bring on material. He has material.
Yeah. And our podcast will be out every other Monday.
Yep. It starts, this is going to be the third one. So our first one was on March 1st. And so just do the math from there as to where they're going to land. I'm not good at math, so I'm not going to do it for you.
We love all you guys that are paying attention and sharing and liking all our posts, and we appreciate you guys. We'll see you next following Monday.
Have a good night.